Welcome to Inside City Hall. I'm your host, Mayor Daryl Seymore, and our first guests today are Kevin Weaver and Denise Wilkins from the White Mountain Meals on Wheels. Welcome, Kevin.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Denise, great to have you guys today with us. So, what's exciting? The Cardinals got beat so bad, and you know we can't talk about that. We could really be having a great show today about how Fitzgerald, you know, made the winning catch or something. But instead, we're going to talk about going out and giving community service with meals and feeding people. So
yes, sir.
Let's bring it back to what's most important. So Denise, share with us a little bit about how long the Meals on Wheels have been in the area and some of the things that you do, how many people you take care of and serve.
Well, it's been around for about 35 years now, and we have about 3 routes, and we feed about close to 50 people, you know, each day, and we have volunteer route drivers that go and see these people, and these people pretty much that's all they see is these people who deliver their meals every day to them. Yeah, and they look forward to this. If they're late, they call me. I didn't get my meal, you know, so.
It doesn't matter if it snowed 2 feet last night either, does it? So, you know, and
through the snow and rain we go. That's right, yeah.
You know, but that is something that's extremely important. That's what they look forward to. Not only that, but sometimes it's somebody just at the door to say hi, and they have a conversation for a few minutes or something too. Yeah. That's very important. So what are some of the events that you guys helped sponsor last year, and some of the things that took place with just not Meals on Wheels, but also at the senior center and things?
I think the most memorable is we did a Christmas in July, which it was our 2nd annual event. It's a craft fair, and we bring in, boy, I think we had 30 or 35 crafters come in, and they all made a little bit of money, and we got to, of course, promote our program. And then this year we did, and we've done it the last several years, we did a Thanksgiving community lunch, and that was sponsored by Compassus Hospice, and that was a wonderful event. We served over 100 people for that. And then probably our most productive and most memorable is our Christmas or holiday craft fair that we did in December. So we're trying to have some type of a fundraiser every month that goes with the theme of what's going on that month or that particular holiday. And I have to say the community is really incredible as far as the support we get. The Community Fast sponsored us, and part of the proceeds went to our program this year. So we'd like to thank them. President Williams, just an awesome guy and very helpful. You know, so in a nutshell, that's kind of the end of the year, but those are the things that were most memorable and that we were able to partake in this year. You
know, I find just going over and serving and just being there a couple of times that I have this year and sitting down with some of the seniors there eating and just the companionship that they develop from people just having lunch. And
well, you came over for the volunteer. A little celebration we had.
You know, it's just fantastic. But just to realize that there's people in our community and where they came from. I mean, it's amazing. You start sitting down and they're from here, and why they're here. You know, those are some neat stories that they all have. You have a new fundraiser coming up here in February. Let's talk a few minutes about that.
We do. It is, we are making Valentine cookies.
Sweets for your sweetie.
Yes. Yes, and we are hoping that this goes all over on the mountain, and we're making cookies till we're sick of them. So,
do people call?
They can call the senior center. They can talk to me, and I can take their order over the phone. And
what is that phone number?
It is 928-532-0656.
Okay.
And
here's what it is. It's a large personalized cookie or brownie that you can just dive bomb in, pick it up, take it to your sweetheart, and she'll think you're the best. Or for orders of 5 or more, especially for businesses, we'll deliver. Give us a call, let us know. It's kind of something unique, a little bit different. I know as a guy, oftentimes you find yourself standing in the line at Safeway at the last minute, picking up the flowers. And flowers are okay, but you know, this is very personal. This will let your honey know that you put a little extra thought into it. Everything's homemade, It's going to be great.
Well, she'll definitely know I didn't make it.
Yeah,
but
and all they have to do is come and pick it up.
But you can tell her you made it.
And now Valentine's Day is on Sunday this year.
Right.
Okay, so are you going to have these cookies ready on Saturday?
They'll be ready Friday the 12th.
Okay.
Yeah, and they can come and pick them up at the senior center.
And honestly, I think if people twist our arms, I'll be available on Saturday. We can make deliveries. We don't want to just limit to that time.
Right.
So yeah, get involved with us.
That's fantastic. A great way to make good on the past year and some things there, and just a little creative way to do it. To tell somebody you love them or somebody that you just think and care about them. That's fantastic. Let's go back a little bit. How is the senior center funded, as well as Meals on Wheels? Where do you get your funding? How can other people become a sponsor and things like that?
We are not government funded. We go out and fundraise to survive.
Well, the city, here's how we work. The senior center is operated by Meals on Wheels. The city has graciously allowed us to use the senior center's kitchen for our Meals on Wheels program. So in exchange for that and the funding from the city, we manage the senior center as well. But a lot of our money and our resources and revenue comes from private donors, individuals, businesses, sponsorship. And when Denise says sponsorship, it costs $7 a day to feed a person. And that, of course, that's $140 a month. And because we don't have, quote, government funding, we ask folks if they want to sponsor. And so for $140 a month, they can literally sponsor a person's meals for that month.
That's fantastic. And so where you're doing, 50 people. Now, they did have some new changes that just took place there at the senior center. What are some of the upgrades and things that have happened there?
It's been repainted, recarpeted, retiled in the kitchen area. Really, it looks fabulous. We've moved things around a little bit. It's got more of a homey environment, atmosphere. Denise is a wonderful photographer. She has a lot of her photos displayed. They are incidentally for sale. And we've made a conference room. So we've got a nice little private conference room that we would like people to know that they can come in, and we can, of course, feed them and take care of the food for their conferences. We want people to understand that you can rent out the facility for small parties. We just booked a renewal of vows. We've had baby showers, birthday parties. So we are available for those kinds of things too.
Let's say that I want to get on Meals on Wheels. Is there some criteria of a person that you have that you will provide meals for? And how does a person, sign up? What are some of the requirements, things? And
they call me again.
Okay.
Yes, we ask for a donation of $7 per meal. And most of them, get it Monday through Friday. And the ones who want it over the weekend, we can send out 2 frozens on Friday that will, get them through the weekend then. And they need to live in Show Low, Lakeside, or Pine Top.
Is there any age or disability or anything
no age
requirements
limit.
that way?
No, not at all.
Yeah,
Okay.
Meals on Wheels is about people who cannot make the meal for themselves.
Right.
So we're not an indigent program. However, we don't exclude people who don't have the ability to pay. That's where the sponsorship comes in. And I might add, for instance, if a person is on hospice, the White Mountain Hospice Foundation has been very gracious to pay those meals, for those particular individuals. So it's about you don't have the ability to make the meal for yourself. That's where we come in, and the meals are made fresh every day. The girls get to the kitchen at 6 o'clock in the morning, and they cook and they package, and then we also have a congregate meal. So what the folks receive in their homes that day, we also serve in our dining room for any members of the community that would like to come in.
Yeah, I've gone over there and ate lunch, and it's fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. Really, it is. Yeah.
Share with us some of the things that you actually fix and some of the meals. Maybe a couple of meals that you deliver that are favorites.
We have a killer Yankee pot roast, she calls it, and with that she either has potatoes and these sugar glazed carrots that or to die for. And
Yankee pot roast is definitely the best seller, and believe it or not, people love and they flock to the liver and onion day.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah, meatloaf.
What day
and
is that?
liver.
Because
Yeah,
I'm a guy that likes that.
Yeah,
And some of the things there.
Yeah.
from fried chicken to cheeseburgers and fries. You know, don't have a milkshake maker, but
Hey, that's an idea.
I know.
A milkshake
I know.
maker.
Some of the things that we have.
Good food and lots of it.
You know
Most
what?
people walk out with a.
So what time is lunch over there normally if some of our business people wanted to grab lunch there? What is your hours for lunch?
Well, right now the winter hours are 11:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
And then starting in June, it'll go from 11 to 12 and 12 to 1.
Okay.
And that lasts through October.
But businessmen can call ahead and come and pick it up.
Right.
Right.
And,
we have a lot of takeout.
take it to go.
People that take it to go.
And that's the same $7
Yeah.
Yes.
fee for that,
Right.
whether they take out or eat in. It's
Exactly.
pretty much
Yeah.
the two sides. How many people actually work then on Meals and Wheels that are, say, full-time employees?
Well, we have 3 paid staff.
Right.
We have
Right.
Denise, who is our, I guess you're our office manager. And then we have Sue Fisher.
The
She's
chef.
our chef,
Right.
kitchen manager. And then Rick, he's our dishwasher and kind of our in-house maintenance guy,
Maintenance
keeps
guy,
the place
yeah.
clean and picked up. So there are 3 that are paid. And then volunteers, I'm sorry, Denise, how many volunteers do we have?
Ooh, that kind of goes up and down. Well, right now we have one, that works. She works with the chef.
Well, plus the drivers.
And then my drivers,
Right.
and we probably have maybe 15 total, route drivers because they don't drive every day.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And I think, and then as far as the council representative, you have Mike Alsop.
Mike
I think
Alsop.
Councilman
Right.
He
Alsop
serves
is
on
there.
the board
He
of
does a great
directors.
job, with you
He
guys. And he
does.
gets involved, and he gets Frontier to help and
He
do
does.
some things on some of the
They,
meals.
in fact,
It's
they
been
help
good.
us every Thanksgiving.
Right.
Let me
Mike
shout
is,
out, Mike is a good guy.
He is. He is.
He is.
We love Mike.
Loves things that way. He does a good job at the interest.
He does.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity of sharing this today on our segment. I appreciate the work that you do in the community. And Denise, I know you do a fantastic job there. People just love you, and you
thank
just
you.
make it nice. It's
you.
fun. And Kevin, thank you so much
You're
for what's
welcome.
happened.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
having you. Stay tuned for the next segment of Inside City Hall, where we will be talking with Justin Johnson and Cari Bilbie from the City of Shoalo about a financial transparency software called OpenGov. Thanks, Denise.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Get up. Welcome back to Inside City Hall. Our next guests joining us are Justin Johnson, the Administrative Service Director for the City of Shoalo, and Cari Bilbie, the Budget Analyst. So, welcome, Cari. I'm Justin, Cari. Justin, great. Thank you, guys. We're great to have you here today. We're going to talk a little bit about our new program, a new software program that we have, OpenGov, and let's talk a little bit about, share how that came about and move forward. Sometimes as council people, we go to different conventions, and sometimes people say, it's just a day off, you're just going down to a convention. But one of the League of Cities convention that we went to, I came across these guys had this as a demonstration, and I went to the class, learned a little bit about it, and then introduced it back to the city. And then from there, I think you guys have taken it and moved forward. Why don't you kind of talk a little bit about how that evolved?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. Based on the request from the council, we decided to do a little research on different types of financial transparency software, and we came across the company, California-based company called OpenGov. So we started doing some research, did some demos of their software online, had some conversations with them, and we decided to move ahead with their program.
I think one of the things that the citizens want of the city is to be able to know where we're spending our money, and it's that transparency that hasn't always been there. I mean, we've tried to be as transparent as possible in our budget planning and everything. We've always opened questions, but now a consumer or a citizen can go right on to the website, and today we're going to kind of give you a little demonstration of how that happens and some of the things that people can see and find about the city. So Cari, go ahead and kind of take us through this.
Sure. Right from the city's homepage, on the city's website, sholoaz.gov, We are working with our web designer to put a financial transparency link right here on the bottom of the screen. For now, as you go in under government, administrative services is our finance department, and that is where the bulk of our information is going to be. We have here a financial transparency link already set up. And once you click it, it's going to give you kind of what our commitment to the residents are. We want to be as transparent as possible and make it as easy as possible for the residents to look at what they need to look at. You can get graphs in different formats, and we do have some tips, just some general pieces on what the site will allow you to do and how you can navigate through it. The piece you're really looking for in this is the sholoaz.opengov.com. That takes you right to our portal. You're going to be leaving the city's website to go to OpenGov, but this is going to bring you into the city of Sholo. And the first view that you're going to get is kind of a, what do I want to know? It'll take you through a tutorial, or you can just get started and take a look at everything. Right now what you're seeing is an annual snapshot of actual revenues and actual expenses going back to the 05-06 period, all the way up through our current fiscal year and where we're currently at. This data gets updated every month as we get revenues and things in. If the bar graph is a little busy for you, you've got some options of some different graphs up here. These work for every report that we have. A pie graph might be a little easier, or you may like to see a stacked. It will always default back to the bar graph. If you get kind of in there and you don't like it, hit your reset button and it's going to take you right back. So the other thing that most residents are probably going to be more interested in is our current year. What are we doing so far? And that's going to give you a month-by-month view of what revenues we've taken in, what expenditures we've had. If you're interested in what makes up our expenses here, by clicking on the bar, it's going to start drilling you down into the different types of things that we're looking at. One of the big questions in personnel is overtime. So you can go right into overtime every month and see where we're at. This is a citywide view.
Let's take an example here if we can. We had a snowstorm recently. Can we go in and just look at what overtime that particular snowstorm did?
We can. What we can look at here is on the left-hand side, you've got some filters you can do. Right now, when you click on departments, we're viewing every department that has overtime budgeted in it. Those that are grayed out, like council, magistrate, city manager, we don't budget overtime for them, so they're not an option for you. You can unselect everything, and streets is our main snow removal, so it is found under Public Works. And as soon as you check it, it brings you strictly the streets overtime budget. And you can see here in December, we did spend about $2,400 in overtime to fight the snow efforts that we had. Your earlier months, we were still doing some big road projects that helped with that, but here's your snow fighting efforts in December.
Great, great.
Again, you're good with that. You hit your reset button and it takes you right back to the beginning to start. Those features are available for every report that we have, with the exception of the check register. Residents may really like the check register, and again, it'll give you a tutorial because it's a little bit different than our other graphs. The register gives you by vendor who we've paid and how much we've paid to them. You can look at the entire fiscal year, which is what we're set at now, or you can use your filters, again, on the left-hand side, and you can tell it that you want to go by check date. We run accounts payable every other week. The last one that we ran was on January 15th. Oops. So you just go in and find your date. I will be cutting another one on Friday, so this will get updated again this Friday. But once you click that and tell it to apply, this is everything we did in that check run. So this is our check register for January 15th, who we paid and how much. These tables down here can be downloaded to Excel for easier access. You can look at all years, which right now we just have the current fiscal year in, or you can share it If you want to send it out there, you can share it. You can download the table, the spreadsheet itself. If you're looking at something and you want to know why waste management was what is $63,000 we're paying there? Well, that's our monthly garbage service for our collection fees. But if that's a question that you have, by going to help and saying contact City of Show Low, you can put your information in and type your message. Because you're on this report, it will tell us in the email exactly where you're looking, and we'll be able to see your question and respond back to you.
That's neat.
So, and that email will be sent to both Justin and myself. And we get notified within about 5 minutes of an email, of a request being sent out.
That's great. I guess if we had an overwhelming amount of requests, we may have to change that a little bit so you guys can still do your jobs and things. But, you know, it's real-time transparency. It's current year, and then as we go forward, more years will accumulate on there.
Yes.
That's great.
Another feature that we were able to add when you're looking at our reports is down at the bottom under filters. We've also been able to put our annual financial report that was completed this year, as well as our completed final budget document. So you do have access to both of those at the same time. And the only other one of interest to the public may be our current year to date versus the budget. So here's our adopted budget that council adopted, and here's where we stand in revenues and expenses for the year.
So everything's right there. Share with us then, because we have this feature now, how much did it cost us to have this put on and available to our citizens?
In doing the research, we found in talking to them that that OpenGov had a large project going in one of the states back east. So they were ramping up and bringing on new employees, but they needed to get them trained. So we were able to take advantage of a training period, and the first year, which is prorated for 8 months, cost us $6,000. And then moving forward, it'll be the full amount, which I believe is $8,000. So not too expensive, and it really will make it easy for people to access the data. The data's always been available, but people would have to submit a request to the clerk's office and go through a process, and now we have this. It should streamline the process for everybody and make it easy to access the data, as well as get questions answered regarding specific items.
Right. I mean, it's as a council member or just as a citizen, you can go in and look at different things that we have, and I think a lot of times when we had the old packets, we would have to print out all of the paperwork to have that stuff available. It just makes a cost savings as well, that we don't have to print as many pages in paper, and you know, that's a cost that just keeps going up and up as well. You know, that will help it. What else do you want to share about OpenGov?
We just feel it's a great tool. It'll be something new that people may struggle a little bit to get through the process and get things figured out, and we can help them. They can email us or call us, and we can walk them through. Right. But at the end of the day, we hope it gives the data and the transparency that a lot of government is moving towards these days.
Okay. You know, let's just tab a little bit here too. We had our first town hall meeting last Thursday, where we started our budget process. We have that coming up, and we encourage citizens to get involved if they want to go on here and look to see some of the budget process, or come down to our meetings that we're going to be having. Those are all going to be televised. They're also going to be welcome to the public, and so I think that's our budget is where we're held mostly accountable for, and being able to put this out to the public where it's visible, transparent. As always, we haven't had anything to hide, but this here just shows people that they can access it even quicker. It's great.
And we've been informed by OpenGov that they are working on a budget module similar to the expense and revenue module that will allow us to take this process and do it through our budget process, not just as we're spending and receiving, which will get that out in the open more. So if you can't make the town hall meetings, you have access to our process live as you would this.
When do you think that will be available?
They did not give us a timeline, but it's something they've started in 2016. So we're excited that that's coming.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's good. Well, I appreciate you guys. I think the work that you put here is phenomenal, And I just appreciate your hard efforts to making our city, the budget work. Sometimes it takes number crunching, but really, in the day's all done, it's what the public expect from us as well. But thank you so much, each of you, for being with us today.
Great. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
Cari. Thank you for joining us on Inside City Hall today, and we just hope that if you have any questions, you'll call us at City Hall, and we hope that you have a great day and watch the Super Bowl.